Well, first of all, I have to say that, I think the process took also longer because we really wanted to be thorough in the process and test the shoe on different surfaces, as you can see, hardcourt, indoor, outdoor, clay. So I think it was important to make sure that the shoe that I'm going to use, that we all intend to make for me, is able to adapt well on all the surfaces, because of course clay and hardcourt have some differences obviously in the way you move, even though I've over the years learned how to slide also on grass, which is not recommended, by the way, but it's kind of a movement that I've nurtured and kind of developed over the years, ever since I was younger, because I skied a lot when I was a kid, so I think that the ankle mobility and stability has helped from that young age, has helped me a lot. And also another thing that I have to say, just as a side note, which I think is quite important, I was mentioning in one of the interviews yesterday, they were asking me about the sliding, right? And I get this question a lot, like, why do you slide so much, and when did it start? And so it's automatic for me now. But I think, as I mentioned, skiing has helped a lot with that, because my father was a professional skier, my uncle, my aunt, so I grew up in a family of competitive skiers, and I spent a lot of time on the mountain. So I was also competing when I was younger, like 9, 10, 11 years old, also a few races. So for me, that was one aspect that helped me with the ankle mobility, because obviously you don't have a perfect slope, so you always have to have a lot of different adjustment movements with the ankle. And the second thing is that I played a lot outdoors on uneven surfaces, and that was not intentionally done. I mean, at that time we didn't really think about it, but because of the technological era and development today, kids are spending less time outdoors and maybe less time in the uneven surfaces, which I think, and through my tennis center in Belgrade, we always try to encourage kids to go, take them to places where, they have to all the time adjust. Mm-hmm. Because today, everything is so convenient, right? You walk on the flat surface, which is great, but you need an effort, you need to challenge your ankles, you need to challenge your joints, because that's how you, through practice and and this kind of conscious or unconscious training, outdoors, you train your ankles and to be more adaptable and more flexible. So that's as a kind of a side note. But what was your question?
I think we found something more.
No, I just remembered the middle of the sole. Okay, so the middle part of the sole. Yes, my tennis coach and fitness coach and I remember the time when you came with many different samples. We were testing different components that are very important for my tennis, like flexibility, speed, stability.
Is actually, what will be your goals for 2023?
Well, when it comes to goals and ambitions, they're always the highest for me, especially at this stage of my career. I have to be less humble, I guess, and modest when I talk about goals, because I feel like throughout my career I was very lucky and fortunate to achieve, many things and win the biggest trophies that are in this sport. So I feel still that, winning Torino and still winning the biggest tournaments in the world and playing against the best players in the world on a high level, I still allow myself to dream big. So basically any tournament that I play on, I want to win. It's not a secret, but the biggest goals are, of course, the Grand Slams and Masters event, obviously, end of the year, and Masters 1000 events wherever I get to play. And I love playing for my country, So playing Davis Cup, well, ATP Cup is no more there, but playing for my country also awakens the most beautiful emotions in me. So I still keep going, and probably the biggest goal of everything, I talked about professional tournament goals, but the biggest goal that I have for next year and all the years to come, I don't know how many I'll be still playing, but is to try to stay healthy and be able to perform at the highest level. Because I really don't, at the moment, I don't see myself playing professional tennis and not being able to be one of the candidates or one of the favorites to win a Grand Slam or be at one of the top spots in the world. I don't see myself being 25 and playing at the medium high level. I just want to play always at the highest level. That's something I demand from myself and my team. I demand from them, they demand from me, and I work as hard as anybody really on the tour, maybe even harder than anybody, because I know that 35 is not 25 or not 15, so you have to adjust to an age differences, and you have to catch up with the young boys that are pumped, motivated, very very powerful. So but I'm still there. I'm still there. Still feel as young as them.
Sounds like in summary, win as much as possible next year, right?
Short answer, yes.
Exactly, perfect.